into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not going to give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4. And welcome to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD. We have AFK Gaming as our media partner. It's a new day and the first day of the upper bracket in the semi-finals, and we have a very spicy match coming up for you guys. It's going to be between Velocity Gaming and XTZ Esports. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster. Joining me is Aggressive, caster and analyst. Now, Aggressive, let us know what you think we can expect today, looking at the matchup between both these juggernaut of teams.
I just have one word. Series 4 Grand Finals recap. This is the revenge story coming out, and we are not seeing this in Grand Finals itself. We're seeing this down in the semifinals, where both teams have a chance of going down into the lower brackets. It's not going to be those high stake matches that we did saw during the Grand Finals, but still, this is going to be super interesting because now that XTZ are under this new banner, under this new org, this is going to be a really interesting fight because now that they have the chance to face off against VLT, they have the confidence moving forward into this matchup, knowing that hey, we actually pushed VLT to a 2-2 when it came to maps, and we lost on the fifth map. And this time around, the fifth map is probably going to be Icebox if this case ever happens during a grand finals. But they have all of the chances in the world to take it away from the side of VLT. Just pull the rug from under them and being like, yes, you guys are the big dogs, but we are the underdogs of this story, and we are probably going to be able to beat you down.
All right, guys. So the status of the game, it does look like both the teams are just about preparing to get ready for the match to start. So we're not going to jump into the action right now. What we want to do is have a little bit of a recap, discuss the history of both these teams. You guys can let us know in the chat how you feel about Velocity Gaming or XTZ Esports, which team you are supporting. Now, if you're looking at the track record, right, we can start off with XTZ Esports here. They started out, like most of the members started out in different teams, but they kind of found their way together. And I think it's really cool how that happened. If you're looking at Hika, he used to be part of Zeg, and that was an esports organization from Sri Lanka. And if you're looking at Sammy, he was with Exili Esports from an organization in Bangladesh. And then the remaining members, they just came together and they figured out like, hey, this is going to work. And if you're looking at the player specifics, we have Sai, who actually reached third on the MVP board last series. Yes, the Challenger Series 4. So it's really cool how they kind of mix and match. And then if you're looking at Velocity Gaming, they were 3-time champions. Champions of Series 1, 2, and 4. And they won champions of Series 3 because they took a break. They could have been, we wouldn't know, but hey, Series 5 is definitely up for grabs with them. But first, XTZ Esports is definitely going to be in their way. Aggressive, do you have any specifics you'd like to share about, any particular players from Velocity or XTZ?
XTZ, I have to give the light of a lot of these factors to Sai. Sai, he's playing a duelist and he's the IGL of the team. This is probably one of the most hardest roles that he's playing, being the duelist, because you need to have your gunfights on point whenever you're entering down into a site. And now that he has that added pressure of having to coordinate his team, having to push his teams, and I'm pretty sure that he's the solo IGL of the entire team. There's no secondary IGL like we did see with Exili when it came to their side having Ace and Zolo being the two separate IGLs, one for in-game, one for pre-game. Sai's the only IGL for their side, and the way he's able to control his team, the way he's able to maneuver his team around the map while being on a duelist is just absolutely incredible to me. And that's what I have my eye on. And of course, from the side of VLT, there is the trident to known to be the backbone of the entire team, Amaterasu. When he's the IGL, you know for a fact that no matter what kind of a strategy you're pulling up, Amaterasu is like, I have the brain power, I have the telekinesis ability, I have everything under my belt. I know that you're in this corner, and I'm going to be flushing you out even if you never played that corner during the entire match or in your entire life.
Indeed, the IGLs is just so important to the team. They kind of just lead everyone. You got to get the whole team on the same page. You got to carry out all your strategy, or it's not going to work. And looking at Velocity Gaming and XTZ Esports, they have had so much experience in competitive FPS gaming prior to coming into the Valorant competitive space. So when you have two teams that are just so experienced, you're going to see some high level gameplay at least coming out here from South Asia. I just want to talk about, we always talk about the duelists, how they like to attack and whatnot. I think, the unsung heroes are the players in defense, those players that are on controllers or they are on sentinels. And I think in this case, Velocity Gaming and XTZ Esports, you can definitely look at Hellfighter and Harsh. Let us know more about both these players here, Aggressive.
Hirsch, he's like, okay, first of all, Hirsch is one of those few players that are just absolutely insane when it comes to his Sova play. His Sova is just insane to me. Whenever he's on that role, he always is going to be able to make a huge impact. The way he sets up his recons, the way he sets up his shock darts, it's not to exactly make sure his team, make sure he's going to get a kill, but he's going to make sure that his team is able to get down into a side. That is really important. Sovas are not made in such a way that they're going to be getting a lot of kills. Of course, a good Sova can get a lot of kills with their abilities, but they need to play in a very selfish manner in comparison to how Hirsch plays. Hirsch plays in a way that he's going to be able to set up his teams, using his ultimate not as a way to kill someone, but using it to clear a corner while using it like a pseudo flash to block off a sideline so that his teammates can go in for a swing, catching the enemies off guard. All of these creative plays are coming out from him. And Hellfighter, do we need to even talk about him? He's like that sniper. He's like that sniper who likes to sneak around all of the sidelines. Then he goes under a bridge somewhere, and then suddenly pops out and be like, "Oh, I see a head." I click on it.
All right. So, guys, both the teams are just about getting ready. And I do see that we can actually start the match in a few more minutes. So, do bear with us. I have a few announcements for you guys. Remember, there is a sale on LG monitors. Links are in the description. Buy yourself a new one so you can enjoy the rest of the TEC Challenger Series 5. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. So, do stick around as we prep for the match between Velocity Gaming and XTZ Esports. We'll be back with you guys very shortly. All right, guys, welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenges Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD. We have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're ready with the action. Thank you for being so patient with us. And we can see that the compositions have been locked in by both sides. So the first map is going to be Ascent. And, this is all about the long range duel. So all eyes will definitely be on the Jets coming out from both sides, and I do believe it is going to be Antidote on that Jet on the side of Velocity Gaming and Psy from XTZ Esports. So, how do you think that is going to fare? Because, Ascent, that is the best place to bust out the AWP, pick up those kills across the mid area into the courtyard, depending on which side you're at. How do you think this is going to play out, Aggressive?
This is really going to be one of those fights that is going to be dictating the pace is probably going to get dictated by the secondary fraggers, which are the Rays and the. Oh god, I did not really notice this initially. XTZ, they're going for a triple duelist composition. This is something that we have
Harsh is
not
on the
really.
Jet.
Wait, what?
All right, so we're gonna
Okay.
take this time right here, right now, to kind
Wait.
of think about what we're gonna see. So XTZ Esports, they are bringing us something different. They're gonna bring us the 3 duelist, 1 initiator, and 1 controller. So this puts Sammy as the most defensive agent there is. And that is just mind-blowing to me. I think it's so cool. Now, Harsh, he's great in defense. We talked about it. But Harsh also has secret abilities when it comes to playing a duelist. He can get very aggressive. So Sai will be on that Phoenix. And I think this is really cool. The exact same composition as well on the side of Velocity Gaming. So, both teams, they have a similar approach.
This is really incredible to me. Yes, I did make that mistake initially when we were talking about the fact I did mix up Rexy with Hirsch at that time, but no one really minds that. But one thing I have to say, both of these compositions coming out just absolutely blows my mind. This is the first time that we have seen teams actually just deviate from the standard composition being the double duelist, 1 sentinel, 1 intel, and 1 smoke composition. This is the first time we're seeing after a very long time this kind of triple duelist compositions. And I'm really looking forward to just break these down with you, analyze with you, because I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know which team are going to be able to take it, because Velocity, they're a team that I've never really seen this play. And now it's going to be XTZ as well, pulling off such a brand new composition. I'm really looking forward to see what they can do. But immediately the busting has been done. It's going to be Amaterasu getting that first kill off onto Hirsch. But still, the cavalry is going to be coming in. Rexy does find one onto Antidote. He's going to be tapping away. He does find one. Right to Ace being stuck in the back of side may just be very dangerous. Sami gets one onto Amaterasu. Rexy, he gets one on the right to Ace. Gets stacked on pretty low though, and leaving only Hellfighter and Excali to try and go in for this retake. But in this situation, who's going to be coming out on top? Excali with a beautiful nade is going to be able to get one onto Rexy, but sitting in the dark cover, will he be able to find it is the real question.
Now Excali coordinating the attack with Hellfighter. They're going to come out on top. Last man standing is Hika, and Hellfighter takes him out. Very nicely played by Velocity Gaming. It did look like it was leaning towards the side of XTZ Esports. And, a very rushed plan. We did see 4 members very close to the B side, not able to kind of readjust themselves. But hey, Velocity Gaming, they're off to a great start. And this is definitely going to help with their momentum, pushing it into the next. But Excali there with the nade kill, that was absolutely brilliant. It was actually down to a somewhat 2v4, and 2 kills each for both the remaining players on the side of Velocity Gaming.
That was an incredible retake. The way that Excali was be able to set it all up. He took first contact, making sure that Hellfighter was not even in any form of danger when he was coming down the staircase. Because when you're coming down the staircase, you are exposed extremely, like, you are exposed in such a way that you can't really move or try to dodge out any of the shots. The wide swing, even if you do a wide swing, your body is going to showcase so much that even if the opponent misses your head, an easy recoordination, the easy redirect to the body is very much possible. But It seems the velocity, they're going to be playing it sneaky, and the BM King, he's sitting down in the back of Winery and going in for that spray down. It's going to be one, but Antidote with a huge flag. He picks up 3 as everyone just runs away because of the paranoia. The cavalry's already here. Hellfighter, he set them up beautifully in that situation with that one paranoia, just lining them all up, and Antidote just cleaning them off one by one with Excali on his side from the side of Winery. A beautiful round coming out from the side of Velocity to take us to a 2-0.
Very nicely done there. Great use of the lead that they have. Now we're going to move into the 3rd round. And this is where everyone across the board, they will have the full buys. Antidote with that operator there, put in all his money to use. So, you know, if Velocity Gaming, they were to lose this round, it's going to spell a little bit of trouble. Both teams are highly aggressive, right to ace. Well, you could say it's become an old trick in the book, but hey, it always gets someone. Sai is going to fall there, leaving the last 4 members. So, you know, he's going to be watching from the back lines. And Antidote, he picks up that very clean kill onto Harsh. And with only 3 attackers left, the investment made by XTZ Esports, Sammy's going to fall as well. The struggle is very much real here for the side of attack. Now Hika looking for his kill, and he's going to take down Amaterasu. Rexy's backing him up, but from way behind. Now Rexy's going to spot out Excali, so does Hika. And a beautifully placed nade coming out from Excali. Hika's going to go down and right to ace to top it all off. 3 rounds in a row for Velocity Gaming.
It seems as though Velocity, they're not really budging an inch when it comes to their power and when it comes to the ground that they need to cover. They're all just firing up on all cylinders, because I don't think they want to repeat the mistake that happened back in Series 4 where they possibly underestimated their opponents and things just got super out of hand.
XTZ Esports here, previously known as Noble Esports, but now under a different banner. So, you know, they've played this game with Velocity long before, and you know, they kind of know what to expect. But Velocity Gaming, they're constantly improving, they're constantly changing up their strategy. If you know Amaterasu as a player, he's never gonna rest. He's gonna keep his mind working. He's gonna find new ways to make compositions work. And Sai, that was a nasty shot right onto Excali there, and that brings us into more of the action. As VLT, they're gonna lose 1 member. Harsh dashing away to safety. And then we're going to see Amaterasu pick up a kill onto Sai. And Amaterasu with a beautiful double there, just taking the pressure off of his team. Hika, he's going to fall to Hellfighter, and the only 2 attackers are left. I mean, hey, you know, it was an eco round. We see a bunch of sheriffs, make it a 3K for Amaterasu, and Sammy is the last man standing. He spots out 1, but he's just going to back away. You know, probably save this pistol for a rainy day.
Saving,
or perhaps get a few
30 seconds
kills.
left.
Saving in this kind of a situation is going to be quite difficult, especially this was an eco round for their side. 2,300 credits, and if he does not die in this situation, he's only gonna have 3,200 because of the changes to the economy. And yes, he does die to the hands of Antidote with that operator as he's holding down that angle. A beautiful round indeed coming out from the side of Velocity, but still, that was a really I don't know what to say exactly. A much more of a slow round than I expected coming out from the side of XTZ. XTZ is one of those teams, when it comes to their eco rounds, they love to rush a single sideline together, and they just love to take those picks. Maybe if they went in for a rush straight to market, they could have just caught out Antidote, because they got that first kickoff onto market. And then knowing that, they could have just used that pressure, used that advantage on their side to just go in and be like, hey guys, we can push in through market, let's try and get another kill, let's try and get the gun that Excali had on his body to give us that advantage, but it's going to be Excali going in with the showstopper. He gets 1 on the side, and Amaterasu comes in from the silence and gets 1 on the Rexy as well. And already a 5 versus 3 situation has arisen, ladies and gentlemen. Right to ace, he's called out 1 on the left side. Hika, he's way too quick with his own headshot. He finds 1 on the right to ace, take him out. Hika, he still has a soul stopper available, does not connect on anyone just yet, but still with the spike going down. XTZ, they're moving into a post line, but all 3 members are stuck inside of the site right now.
Now, as the defenders, they're waiting for the right time to go in for the retake. We do see all three members of XTZ Esports there on site and defended with their lives. The paint shells, Harsh got to dodge it, and he manages to bounce away safely, but he's got to watch all angles. VLT, they want to close down. 12 HP for Harsh, but he's still going to pick up Hellfighter. Amaterasu, X-Cali, they're taking out the attackers, and Hika's the last man standing. Let it be a 3K for X-Cali, and is there time for the defuse? It's gonna go boom. Perfect waste of time there from XTZ Esports. They played around the time, but just wasted all that time. And Velocity Gaming, they couldn't get that defuse off. So hey, you know, even though they all went down, one round is still a round to take. And you know, XTZ Esports finding their first point. I hope this definitely translates into their momentum.
This momentum shift is going to be helping them a lot in these type of scenarios, but still, you have to say one thing. Velocity, they have so much money in their bank in comparison to the side of XTZ. They have taken loss after loss after loss, and they do have the loss. They did have the loss rate bonus, sorry, and now they don't. If they lose this round, it's gonna be back to square one once again. They're not gonna be able to go for a buy, and they need to go in for another eco. And this made assert. It's gonna be side with the run it back, trying to gain some form of information. But Excali, he just pops his head clean off his shoulders. That clone didn't even get any form of information, and just knows for a fact that there's one guy inside, and he was not even able to enter the garden side. And this is gonna hurt them when it comes to the side of info. Velocity, they know what's up. Hellfire slowly creeping his way down towards that short angle. He knows that one member's down at A main, and there's gonna be multiple sitting outside in short. Hiccup holding down the angle as hard as he can. Goes up between one. It's gonna be Hellfighter being able to clear that out, and a beautiful nade coming out from the side of Excali to make sure he's gonna be able to support his teammate. Hellfighter goes in for the peak, but he's gonna get taken out immediately by one of the members. It's gonna be Excali though, answering back on his own, getting that kill on the side, but a beautiful nade coming out from Hika to make sure that Excali stays exactly where he is. So he's gonna be able to take it out. Sami gets one on the antidote as well, forcing this down. And Velocity, they're now stuck in a 2 versus 3 retake scenario with the spike going down.
Brilliantly done coming off from the side of XTZ Esports. A little bit aggressive, but they managed to pick up all those frags. Now it's a 2v3 situation. Sammy's not looking too healthy. Amaterasu waiting for the right time to come in from that metal door. Right to Ace will find Sammy, and it's down to a 2v2. We see the wall has been raised by Sty, and Hika's gonna fall. By Amaterasu, sorry, and that is gonna be Rexy up against 2. Right to Ace. That was once we gave him a nickname, and it was right to clutch. But you know, in high pressure situations, I always feel, you know, when it comes down to, you know, 1v2s, 2v2s, right to Ace is always there to make a difference. A very key member on that Sova, responsible for getting all that information for his team. But let's take a quick look here at the replay. Right to Ace taking out Hika, and Amaterasu putting full trust in Right to Ace to secure that last kill. Or else, you know, if Right to Ace missed that kill, you know, it would have been a bad situation for Amaterasu.
Would have been a pretty bad situation, but still, Right to Ace is one of those players, as you stated before. Oh god, that timing was just absolutely impeccable. You're getting that kill on the Hika straight through the smoke. Hika's probably banging his desk and being like, why is this guy this lucky? Why is this guy just so good with this operator? And Antidote's like, nah man, I'm just this good. That is the level of play that Antidote is bringing down to the table in this game. His game sense is just so pristine that he's probably going to catch the entirety of XTZ off guard if they're not going to be careful of this operator. But it's going to be Hellfighter. He knows exactly where they're going to be as of right now, but a really nice play. Getting that wall, getting that door down early is going to be helping them out. It's going to be Right to Ace. Getting that first kill off straight through the smoke. It's going to be her trying to go in for the play with the flamethrower, but he's not going to be able to find it. Amaterasu finds the last kill on the Sami as well, who's tapping away with that Sheriff. And it's going to be the 6th round on the board for the side of Velocity Gaming. And they're looking to close this set out pretty quickly, now that they have 5 rounds ahead on the board.
Flawless round for Velocity Gaming, and you know, Ascent, I am not convinced that Ascent is a defense favorite map. I mean, in this situation, you would think so, but we have seen so many teams time and time again kind of prove themselves on the side of attack as well. So, you know, I do feel that, hey, even if XTZ Esports are having a little bit of a rough time, remember, it's always all about magic number 4. If you can get 4 rounds on your weaker side, that is definitely going to put a lot of ease on the team when it comes to the side swap and you're trying to look for that comeback, because comebacks are real. Antidote, he wants to take out Harsh, but he gets taken down instead, and Amaterasu then return the kill. Sai's got his buddy, he's gonna toss in a curveball. Sai this time coming in with a vengeance, and you gotta play aggressive against aggression here. And Rexy, he's gonna secure that
Spike planted.
But 2 members on the side of VLT, XTZ Esports, I love the way they rushed in. Sai there being the entry fragger. He was just popping those curveballs, picking up those kills. Excali there, he is gonna find one. And now, looking for the next 2v3 situation. I don't think VLT is gonna back down from this. I don't think we will see anything like a save. Hellfighter, he does spot the wall that has been raised by Sai. Excali with a very cheeky showstopper. Hellfighter's gonna find 1 kill, and Rexy gets the return. It's a 1v2 situation. Excali, he is being closed down on by 2 different sides, and Excali, he's gonna be a victim to Hika. Nicely done, and as the spike goes boom, that will be the second round for XTZ Esports.
I feel kind of bad for Excali right there because, oh god, that's gonna hurt. If you see a flying ray with a Vandal spraying in your face and then suddenly you get headshot by that, you are not gonna be happy whatsoever. But a beautiful round indeed coming out from the side of XTZ. And we need to talk about something about this composition. The triple duelist composition is one of the more harder compositions to employ unless you are very confident in your aiming capabilities. There are mainly 2 ways that you can actually play this. Either you play it very aggressively when it comes to the round of defense, or you play it in such a way that you go in for a lot more of the retakes. And I love the fact that Velocity, they're not trying to force themselves down into a side. They're playing it in such a way that they're going to be able to play for the retake. They position themselves in such a way that they can run away or have one of those members somewhere in the back of side while holding off all of these hyper-aggressive pushes. It's going to be Amaterasu using the run it back, try and gain some form of information. Excali, though, he gets one onto Hirsch at the bare minimum, but he gets traded out immediately by Sami. Only losing the jet on one side, but Velocity losing that raise is going to be even more difficult. But I do believe that Excali, he used all of his utility on that previous round, so it's not going to be as bad because he was able to use his utility and stop any form of a push coming down onto that B side.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Now as we see XTZ Esports making the best of their moments here on the side of attack. Sai, he's going to lead the charge and pushing all the way into short. He's going to spot out 1, and that renders the ultimate useful as Sammy chimes in as well. Picks up a kill of his own. Sammy's going nuts. He's going to get that 3k. And the spike has been planted. Last man standing is Amaterasu. 1v4 situation. And maybe this time, you know, he might just go for a little bit of a save. XTZ Esports, they could have cracked the code and what they need to do to be successful on the side of attack. And to end off the first half in quite possibly a 6-6 on the scoreline, you know, ideally you want it to be even. I don't think that's going to be trouble at all for XTZ Esports, but they've got to keep their head in the game and try to stay 1 step ahead of VLT.
This is where the pressure of the duelists need to be coming in. I love the idea that they went for to try and go for that early aggression down onto the B main side. But at the same time, you need to ask yourself, was that really worth it? Because it was gonna hurt you quite a bit because we went in for that early aggression play coming out from the side of Excali using the run back as information. But you got that 1 kill, but got immediately traded out, knowing for the fact that your opponent's going to be rotating down onto that A side. We're not really playing for the retake scenario, and that is what hurt them the most in this type of situation, I do believe.
Let's go!
Now, Amaterasu. Right there with 11 kills. Next to Excali on the scoreboard. But, we can see, XTZ Esports, they are struggling a little bit with the frags here, but as they're trying to pick up their momentum and come back, it's definitely going to change. Now, we do see some owl drones used by the Sovas, trying to get that info. And right to Ace, he might just get some very important intel. Now, Amaterasu finds the kill onto Rexy across the map, but the real push is happening here onto the A side, not B. And Sai, he's gonna let himself be known. Sammy securing the plant. Sai just tossing in the hot hands right at A short to ensure that no one is gonna go for that push. Sai with a beautiful curveball, but he doesn't find the kill. Hellfighter with the blind spray. He's gonna come out on top. Heka goes down to Amaterasu, and this looks like it's going bad for XTZ Esports as VLT, they're holding their ground. They're back up in defense. Too many wins for the side of XTZ Esports and VLT with a great comeback here. Now they've got 7 rounds for themselves.
He tried to take map control, but you can't really do that far. You took tree control, and you have to keep tree control in your favor. You know for a fact, Sai, that there were multiple members down into garden. You still pushed in, and that is where you made the biggest mistake. And this one small mistake caused the entire round to go away, losing all of those members. And it's going to be Hika, of course, trying to go in for the trade with you, but it's not going to be working out in their favor. And that was a well-played retake coming out from the side of Velocity. They were playing the waiting game. They were slowly waiting to see how long it would take for XTZ to try and take proper map control. Because XTZ as a team, they know for a fact that taking map control is super important when it comes to those retake scenarios into the map of Ascent, when it comes to that A side. But at the same time, you sometimes do need to give it up. You have a triple duelist composition. You don't really have that leeway of setting up a lot of things down into the side. But just as we talk about this, it's gonna be Excali with a massive flank down from the A main side with VX with the Matarasu as well. They're able to clean up a lot of these kills. Hellfighter coming in from the sidelines near logs. He's gonna get that kill on the Urge, and Antidote, he just gets the beautiful upshot down on the Rexy to take them all out. And that was just a systematic slaughterhouse from the side of Velocity.
Seems like it is a bit of a difficult task there to, gain all that mid control up against Velocity Gaming. But hey, XTZ Esports, they still have time to work with as we move into the last round before the swap. Amaterasu now totaling at 15 kills with Excali 13. And on the side of XTZ, it's going to be Hiccup with 7, Sammy with 6. And 3 ultimates are ready on the side of XTZ Esports. They've got to use it now. It could come in pretty useful considering that Rexy does have the Hunter's Fury. Sammy there popping his ultimate. And here is the full-on attack onto the A side. VLT, they're going to play this one a little bit more defensive. Wait for the plant and go for the retake. There's no rush here, but now the timer is going to be up against the defenders. Excali finding a double kill, and that is just massive. As the hackers are now struggling. Sai falls as well. Rexy with a beautiful Hunter's Fury. He's gonna find 1 kill. He's looking for the 2nd. And now Antidote looking for the last man standing. Rexy picks him up. And right to Ace. Right to Shockjar this time. And Hellfighter, he is going to secure the defuse. We're gonna end off this first half. 9-3, heavily in favor of Velocity Gaming.
Switching sides.
Right to Ace has too many rights, it seems. Firstly, he has the right to clutch. Now he has the right to shock dart. Then he has the right to Hunter's Fury. And then suddenly he has the right to do anything he wants in this entire matchup. He's getting kills that he shouldn't get in a lot of these scenarios. But still, he's going to be able to fight it all. That's how good right to Ace actually is. But that was a beautiful play coming out from the side of Velocity. And again, they're able to use this triple duelist composition so well because of one key thing. They are constantly playing for the retake scenario instead of trying to force themselves down into a site. In a lot of these situations, we can see that one of the members in the site are always evacuating, waiting for backup from the other members. Because when you go in for a retake, it's basically like going from defense down to attack. And that's where the triple duelist strategy shines the brightest. And VLT, knowing the strength of this strategy, are able to replicate it over and over again. And just as I say, it's going to be Velocity going down onto the A side. And XTZ, they know exactly what's up. They know how to play this composition as well. And now they're going to be going into the retake on a 5-man.
Now the attackers, they've successfully planted the spike. And this time, XTZ Esports on the side of defense, Velocity Gaming. They might want to just show them how it's done, but XTZ Esports, they're gonna answer back. A whole massacre happening on the A side. People are dying, and it's all down to right to Ace. Last man standing on the side of attack. It's a 1v3 situation. Hicka with the frenzy never fails him. XTZ Esports off onto a good foot here on the second half. Fourth round, 4th point for XTZ Esports. And I like the close down that they did on VLT. I thought it was quick, I thought it was clean. And VLT, you know, they left themselves a little bit exposed there. XTZ Esports definitely capitalizing on that.
They are showcasing why this composition is absolutely incredible. And this is what I said. They're giving XTZ, so they're giving Velocity, sorry, a taste of their own medicine. This is what XTZ faced in those previous rounds, and XTZ's like, all right, do you think you're the only people who can play this composition? We're going to be showing you the strength as well. Going in for that beautiful retake play and showcasing how strong this composition can exactly be when you play your cards right. There's so much utility that the triple duelist composition can use if you are smart with it, and this is what they're doing to their finest. And again, we're seeing that once more, A side control being established, but Hicka, sorry, what am I saying? Not Hicka, XCali. He's playing it so beautifully. He's going to be fighting 2 people down on the flank. But they know exactly where XCali is going to be at her. She gets that wallbang kill onto XCali. Gets taken out immediately. The flank watcher has gone down. There's going to be no lurk as of right now. But with the Outrun spawning out those 2 members, they need to try and get off that Heaven side. And a beautiful Paranoia coming out from the side of Sami to line it all up. Side with the spray down. He gets 2. Hicka gets a 3rd. And it's going to be another spike defuse for the side of XTZ. And they're just taking Velocity by storm. This defensive half is just absolutely dangerous. I think we now know why XTZ chose to take attacking at the very beginning and now defensive at the second.
Alright, so you can see the strengths here. XTZ Esports, they know that they can hold it down this time. But hey, you know, 4 more rounds for VLT and they could just close this first map here in the best of 3. It's up to XTZ Esports to keep holding on. We can see Amaterasu 16 kills, XCali with 15. And there, Hiccup with 9, Rexy with 8. You know, XTZ Esports, they're picking up. They're looking solid. And this is going to be the 3rd round here in the second half. So, you know, with the full buys, Antidote and Harsh, they both got their operators very much ready and to go. Now XCali here in the courtyard, spotted out a few dark covers, trying to put a wedge between himself and the opponent. Sammy here on short. He might just be greeted by a couple of members on the side of attack. Now Hellfighter, he's just gonna pull it back. So you can see that both teams, they are approaching this very slowly, very surely, making use of those abilities. And Hellfighter taking out that Owl Drone is gonna catch Sammy as well with a nice headshot. And Amaterasu just trailing behind XCali. They're looking for the mid control. We can see that Hicka is watching B, but from a very defensive angle. And now as the rotations are coming in, they know something is up in mid. Sai's gonna fall. Hellfighter finding the 3K is just huge. He has single-handedly opened up a window opportunity for his team. Hicka is taking out Amaterasu, but it's still a 2v4 situation. It's not gonna be hard for XTZ Esports, but if they do pull it off, it is going to be one heck of a round.
XTZ, they're just between a rock and a hard place, and the hard place is going to be 4 members of Velocity. But Hirsch, he's playing it smart. He's trying to save that operator, and Hicka, he tries to save the gun in that situation, but Amaterasu, he fell a bit too far back, straight out of the dark cover, and a well-placed one as well from their side. Hirsch tries to go in for the operator big, but XCali, with that wide swing, sliding a wide swing, sorry, he's going to be able to find that kill onto Hirsch, and
that was actually really impressive coming out from XCali. That quick one tap there. Harsh, unfortunately, couldn't quite get that shot to translate into a frag. But hey, double digits on the board for VLT. You know, we can see here on the replay, Hicka and Harsh, they did their level best to try to turn it around, but you know, 2v4 situation in such a high pressure competition, it's bound to get to you. So 10 is to 5. XTZ Esports, they should put their foot down right on about now. XCali tossing a satchel
Joke's
right in
over.
the face of
dead.
Sai. But you know, the running back is gonna keep him safe. However, no more armor for that IGL, the side on the side of defense. And XCali just waiting in mid. And what's really cool about VLT is that, you know, here they are on the side of attack. They have a very different approach. They can go aggressive, but they they watch many different angles. You're not going to see them all just rush onto a side. They're going to spread themselves out. They're going to put some members in the particular side, on the outside, on the flanks, and that is how, you know, you're going to catch your opponents off guard. Now 10 is to 5. XTZ, they need this round. Sammy's going to fall. Sai, Harsh is going to pick up a double, and this is huge. It's down to a 2v2. Battle of the clones. Who's going to make it to the top? Harsh, he's going for the defuse. XCali coming to range. Short, he's going to spot out Hicka. He sprays. He gets the kill, and Harsh secures the defuse, and Harsh picks up XCali. 3k clutch antidote. Just gonna sit back, save that out for the next round. But that was beautifully played by Harsh. That cloudburst just got rid of that vision, and you know, XCali couldn't see where he was. XCali couldn't get the spray, and it was a safe defuse.
Post plant. That is why that, like, oh my god, that spike plant position was just in such an inconspicuous position that XCali, there is no way in hell he's gonna be able to get an angle to go for that other place where, like, towards the left side, sorry, near the generator, because the generator is gonna be blocking off the sightline and the spray side that they would have had in that situation. But XCali, he blows himself up with his own rocket. I didn't even notice this until I saw it on the kill feed. Oh no, Velocity, they have already lost one member. And the Empire may just be crashing down already. Mistakes after mistakes are happening, but Amaterasu, he answers back with his own vengeance with some beautiful crosshair to take down one. He takes out the second on the Hirsch as well. He's angry and he's like, I know for a fact that my PMP just died, but I'm gonna be coming in as well. It's gonna be Rexy though from the sidelines of inside of the B side. He's holding down the fort and taking down everyone with him. He's like, nope, you are not gonna be going on in, but right to A is making a bit too much noise down on this mid side. Gets taken out by Sami, taking a peek from the A short side. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the 7th round on the board. 7 points on the board, sorry, for the side of XTZ Esports. And we're going to be moving into round number 18 to see who's going to be closing in the gap or who's going to be making the gap even wider.
The Esports clawing their way back up, and you know, we love to see it. But here on the instant replay, you can see that the previous round was really down to the wire. But Rexy coming in that last moment, picking up that double. I think that was the highlight of the round. So, you know, moving on to the next, it does look like VLT is suffering a little bit there with the economy. So we're gonna see some half buys eco, pretty much. Now shots being fired across the map. Antidote just securing this orb. And Antidote, he's gonna whip out the Blade Storm. I think something fancy is about to go down on the A side.
They're trying and see what they can find, but it seems as the Velocity, they're playing it a lot more slower now. They're playing it a lot more tactically, trying to establish some form of map control and trying to see where their opponents are going to be moving. But XTZ, they're playing it smart. They're not really giving anything up. But they do know what's up. 4 members are slowly making their way down towards this A side. Velocity, they love going to A so much that this is only going to be hurting them. It's going to be Sai with a spray now. He's by 3 with that spray. 3 headshots. He's going to be cleaning it all up. And Sami, he gets one onto Antidote. This was the eco round though from the side of Velocity. But Sai, this man is absolutely insane when it comes to his own shots, reigning supreme, right
30
to
seconds
ace.
left.
He's gonna be able to take down Rexy, his own clone, but with only a Sheriff in hand, an 85 HP and a Dream against 4 angry members from the side of XTZ, it's not gonna be enough as Hirsch, he gets the up shot straight to the face of right to ace to take him out, and that was a beautiful round indeed coming out from the side of XTZ. They're able to hold it all down, and the game sense to know exactly where Velocity love to play. It's just absolutely insane.
VLT coming to the competition, they were starting out on the side of defense and they showed us such a dominant performance, but now with the side swaps, it is leaning slightly towards the favor of XTZ. And, now there's only a 2-round gap between both teams. Will VLT answer back and stop this win streak on the side of XTZ? Or, is XTZ going to continue fighting? This is the first map, Ascent, in this best of 3 here in the upper bracket of the semifinals. The team that does not win the best of 3, they'll be shifted to the lower bracket. So, hey, it's not going to be the last time you see one of your favorite teams. They still have a second chance. Right now, they have both these teams have gone undefeated, and that is how they've maintained their spot here in the upper bracket. Harsh almost connects that shot, but misses it by a hair. Recall bolt gonna come in right to Ace, trying to secure the plant, but he's got to shift himself under rafters. It's not exactly safe. The Hunter's Fury, it's busting out. They're looking for the kills, and Amaterasu, he's on site, firing away. He does spot out one. He has some information, and Sai takes out Amaterasu. One attacker down. Hiccup with a beautiful showstopper, but XCali's gonna stop him. Stealing the spotlight. Now 3v3 as the spike is ticking right to Ace. He did secure the plant, and he has gone down. Now Hellfighter here with Antidote just picked up Rexy. Sai, he's gonna find one now. It's down to a 2v2. Sai with a triple kill. He might just clutch this out for his team. XCali picks him out.
Oh,
XCali, what a clutch! What a clutch coming out from XCali.
Just look at the instant replay, people in the chat, and you're gonna be seeing exactly how insane this was. XCali, this man has absolute will of steel to go and make the spike go down to the exact last second. He's like, I'm not worried, I'm gonna hit this headshot. Look at that. Look at the spike fuse timer. It was just a hair away from getting finished. 1 millisecond off, and XCali was able to hit that headshot. This guy is absolutely insane when it comes to his mechanics as well as his game sense.
That was insane. Sai, he came in massive, picking up that triple kill, and XCali pushing the hot hands that was placed in front of him really caught Sai off guard, and that is the kind of mental games, that kind of game sense that, hey, you can only achieve through experience. So good job on that side of XCali, just picking up 2 kills within a second of each other. Nuts. Now we're gonna pull up the scoreboard. We can see XCali, he wants that MVP spot. He wants to be right at the top, and Sai definitely reclaiming that spotlight. He's gonna be the top fragger there. 13 kills, 2 ultimates ready on both sides. And a bit of a pause. We do hear that there is a tech difficulty. I'm going to take this time to let you guys know that we still have a sale on LG monitors, so do click the link in the description if you want to get some new gear for your setup. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Do like this stream, it's going to help us a ton. And click on that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. All right, so aggressive. How do you think this is going to pan out? You think we're going to reach overtime?
This could just happen, but if XCali just keeps on playing like that, it's going to be super difficult to say anything. And again, I told you this before the match started. In a triple dayless composition, I'm not really giving the edge to anyone because I haven't seen both of these teams play this. I haven't seen any team play this in this entire challenge series other than one team being Team Rebellious, Sane Rebellious, and Team Thamelas. These are the only 2 teams that I've actually seen play these type of compositions. But now seeing this in the hands of the big dog, the top of the top being XTZ and Velocity, I'm changing my entire outlook on such a composition. And the way that they're able to play this, the way that they're able to change up their strategies, take a lot of these gunfights, it just amazes me. And this composition is mainly a lot more about gunfights over utility usage. Yes, utility usage is very important. We have seen in a lot of these rounds where Right to is using his shock darts, and of course Rexy with his Hunter's Fury are able to find so much value. But at the same time, we do have to look at the Phoenix. The Phoenix is the playmaker for this entire composition. using the flashes, using the molly to clear out a lot of those angles, and using the flame wall as a pseudo smoke in a way to cut open an entire site, cut it in half, sorry, and then allowing for a lot of these executes to happen. We have to look at these players. And of course, there is Excali with his beautiful lurks. Yes, they do not have a Cypher, but why would you need a Cypher when you have three duelists on your side? Because even if they do take over a site, you have that potential to just break down into a site yourself because you have all of your utility still available for a retake instead.
Indeed, and Velocity Gaming now 11 rounds, XTZ Esports with 8. It is pretty close. I mean, 2 slip-ups and XTZ Esports, they will lose map 1 for themselves. So, VLT doing what needs to be done. And a quick look, we do see a little bit of stabilization there on the ping. Yeah, there are massive problems there on the side of VLT. So don't worry, guys. We'll be back with the action as soon as it kicks off. So do stick around and stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD. We have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're back with the action. Looks like tech difficulties have been solved. Thank you all for being so patient, but let's get right into it. So where we've last left off, Velocity Gaming, now on the side of attack, XTZ Esports holding it down in defense. They lost the previous round, Velocity Gaming took it, and it's now time for XTZ Esports to find their ground and to keep trying to bring it back in their favor.
Seems as though finally Euphoria stopped downloading in the background and VLT they're firing up on all cylinders after getting their internet back in this situation. It's gonna be Velocity taking the man advantage for their side. Two members have gone down away from the side of XTZ and the fights are just absolutely incredible. The level of movement and the positioning coming out from them is just insane. And Antidote, he's ever so patient waiting down from the side of CT for that rotation to come out from the side of XTZ. And Ika, he's one of those players that is just so
Joke's
aggressive
over.
that he's gonna get caught off guard. Velocity, they're gonna be holding strong Hirsch. He's gonna be able to take out one of the running back clones. But he just does get smoked out. Sami, a beautiful kill on the
30
right to
seconds
Ace
left.
to even up the playing field just a little bit more,
Spike
taking us
planted.
to a 3 versus 2 retake scenario for their side. But Hirsch, he only has an operator in hand to go in for this retake. Does pull out his knife to see what he can find. But there's not really a lot of information to work with, and Sami, he needs to be going in dry.
Harsh with the Blade Storm, he's very much ready to take over with Sammy. It's either now or never, or Velocity Gaming, they might just get match point. Now Harsh sneaking in, he's gonna dash, he finds
Last
one.
player
Sammy's
standing.
there to back him up, but Sammy goes down to Amaterasu. Harsh, unfortunately, doesn't connect the headshots, but Amaterasu does. And that will be match point
Match
for
point.
Velocity Gaming.
Velocity, they're able to hold down the fort and all of their side lanes. A beautiful play indeed. Sami, he's going to be able to get those kills, but it seems the Hershey's not having the best of days when it comes to him playing this Jet. But still, really nicely done from the side of Velocity to be able to hold a lot of their angles. Look at it like this. The way that they're holding their post plants, it was just absolutely beautiful. Amara
gonna be
sitting
fun.
down near the green boxes will allow him to take, first of all, be able to get that kill on the speedway, and also be able to back up his teammate near green box, the towering green box, sorry, near double box, which is called. He's going to be able to get that kill near double box as he goes in for the swing while being able to rotate away from the person coming out from the side of Speedway. All of these plays are just absolutely incredible, but still it's going to be Excali getting that first kill on the hiccup, pulls out the showstopper, but the fire is going to be blocking him, but Excali's like, what do you care about a fire? But Rexy comes in for the peak. This guy has absolute will of steel. He is not afraid of anything. But already it's going to be Velocity moving their ways down into the A side, and they can take A side control from their one fake coming out from the side of Excalibur.
Right to Ace, he's gonna secure the plant.
Spike
VLT, 3 members, 1-man disadvantage as Hellfighter falls. They do get the spike plant off, and it's up to XTZ Esports to put a stop here. If Velocity Gaming does successfully take this map number 1, is all over for XTZ. Now Antidote holding the angle from long with the operator. We can see Amaterasu lingering after Rafters, right to Ace and Antidote. They both pick up the kills. Now XTZ, they have the man disadvantage. Rexy, he's gonna fight one, but he goes down to right to Ace, and that is a wrap. 13 is to 8. Velocity Gaming, they're gonna take map number 1 on Ascent here as their first point in this best of 3 in the upper bracket of the semifinals.
That was just absolutely beautiful. The way Excali put himself up as bait. He's the most selfless player that I've ever seen. He's like, all right, boys, take the bait. I'm the bait here. He makes so much goddamn noise, even using the showstopper down in B to just completely grab the entire team's attention. And XTZ, they were like hounding for the kill onto Excali to shut him down. And this allowed for the push to come out through the A main side, through A short, them to establish map control and get an easy post-plan scenario for their side. They were able to get those kills one after the next. And even when they were at the man disadvantage, they were able to hold strong and they were able to do what they can. And XTZ, they just fell short, it seems, in that scenario.
All right, we're going to talk more about what went down in map number 1 of this best of 3 here in the semifinals by moving into Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 notebook, powered by 4000 series Ryzen processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. So, on the topic of XTZ Esports, I felt that they played extremely well. Both teams, they had the same composition. They came in with a similar idea. Consistency is always going to be key, and this time around, VLT, they definitely took the cake. XTZ, they had some brilliant moments, the synergy, the movements, the rotations, the decision making. Velocity Gaming, they were just a little bit sharper and definitely more, slightly more polished than XTZ Esports. But hey, it's only Ascent, and different teams, they have different strengths. So we can definitely look to map 2 or even map 3 if we get into it to see where XTZ Esports can truly shine more, perhaps a little bit more than VLT. But right here, right now, Velocity Gaming, that was an insane performance, and you cannot deny XCali, he put on a show. I think there's a reason why, he refers to himself as a showstopper and why he resonates with Ray so much. What are your afterthoughts, Aggressive?
I completely agree with you on that statement. XCali to me was the man of the match for this. The way he was able to go in for the lurks, the way he was able to open up the entirety of XTZ, just get into their heads and be that one-man show. XTZ, understanding his threat, literally sent 3 people down from A into B to shut him down, to shut his entire career down almost. But immediately Velocity, they were able to pick up on it and then go down into the A side. Well, XCali was making so much commotion, and he was able to do this over and over and over again. And this was just a beautiful play coming out from the side of Velocity. They were able to use their opponent's strengths against them, and they were able to take down they were able to just take them down easily in this scenario. But still, as you said before, this is the first map, and this is where XTZ need to bounce back. They need to understand that, hey, we had a rough first game, yes, but we now know what kind of a strategic play that Velocity is bringing down to the table, and hopefully we can adapt in the following map.
All right, guys, we are going to prepare for map number 2. So before we go, remember, we have a sale on LG monitors. Link is in the description. You know the drill. Like and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. Yes, do click it. It's going to help us a huge bunch. Do let us know, who are you supporting? Who are you gunning for? Is it going to be Velocity Gaming or XTZ Esports? Let us know in the chat box, and do stay tuned and stick around. We'll be back very shortly with map 2 between Velocity Gaming and XTZ Esports. coming into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not gonna give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4. Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD. We have AFK Gaming as our media partner. This time, I'm going to have CA, caster and analyst, join me on the panel. How are you feeling, CA? We are going to watch Velocity Gaming and XTZ Esports go up against each other. Let's head over to the map veto screen. What do you think we can expect from game number 2?
I mean, we saw explosive action in game 1, so game 2 is set for just the same fireworks to come out from both of these teams. But with XTZ backed into a corner, I'm expecting them to fight back like the lions they are and give us an even stronger showing. We'll have to see if they can do that against Velocity on Haven though, because this is one of the strongest maps for Velocity. And going into this map, it's going to be all about what innovation XTZ can bring to the table. Now, we see for Velocity, I'm expecting almost the exact same lineup. You see Hellfight already pick up the Omen, so it's going to be Anti on the Jet and a triple duelist lineup to come through. The only exception being Excali instead of the Raze, opting to go for the Reyna to get that extra flash in his pocket. But for XTZ, they're going to go back to that double duelist lineup. Hush is going to shift onto that Cypher, and I'm hoping he can make this Cypher work because Hush didn't have as much of an impact in game 1 as I would have liked him to.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We know the strength and the power of Harsh, and map 1. I think he was just having a not too good of a time. It happens. Can't expect perfection from everybody. But Harsh on the Cypher, I hope he's gonna bring this back and put himself back onto the map. Now, both compositions, they just differ very slightly. But Haven has been very tricky. I think since the round of 16, we have seen some very interesting games on Haven where technically, it is an attack favorite map. Most teams, they do well. But right now, a lot of these teams have cracked how and what it takes to actually defend on Haven, and that requires a very slow, very calculated playstyle. More than likely, you would have to, kind of just let the attacker go for the plant and then go for the retake. But be sure to have your Sova around because he is going to come in massive when you're going in back for that retake. But hey, we can talk about strategy all day. We're going to kick this match off. XTZ Esports, they'll be starting out on the side of defense, and Velocity Gaming, they're going to go full throttle on the side of attack. Now Amaterasu moving up C long. He does get spotted out. Gonna remove that guard, and that Cypher Cage has been activated. So that's Harsh is doing a little bit of work. Sai will be the first to go down. Antidote drawing first blood. Now Sammy going very aggressive here on this Jet. He misses Amaterasu just by a hair from the back line. Sammy's gonna pick up right to Ace. Excali finds a kill of his own. And it's down to this 3v4. Velocity Gaming still with the man advantage. Amaterasu looking for the backstab. It does not look too bright for XTZ Esports. But Harsh turns around in perfect time. Picks up the headshot onto Amaterasu. It's a 3v3. Excali gets hit with the paranoia. He's still going to pick up Hika. And Hellfighter takes out Sammy. Harsh, 1v2 situation. 37 HP. All he has is a spike camp. He's going to tap on that spike. But it doesn't look too bright for him. Harsh, he does connect the headshot, but Excali's gonna take him out. First round goes over to the side of Velocity Gaming.
Scally is on some insane form right now, coming in from map 1, and now going on to the Reyna, really looking to carry over that form. Even here, when he's blinded by the paranoia, Glows close enough to Hicker to make sure that he's able to spot him through it, meaning that that range recovered his visual impairment, able to see the outline of the Hicker's body and able to take him down. Brilliant reactions from Excali in that moment to help Velocity pick up this map. Now, I was gonna say in terms of compositions in general, the fact that XTZ have a Cypher, they need to try and make it work in defense as much as possible, because for Velocity, the strongest aspect of having triple duelists will come through an attack, and then when they go on to defense, they will look to continue that aggression with taking the angles, A-long angles or C-long angles that we've seen from them many a times, and that's really where they will look to find their edge. If XTZ able to counter that, they will be set up for success. For Antidote, he's the only one who didn't have great, but he'll be the one picking up first blood. Excali and Anti with one more, meaning it's Velocity with a 3-man advantage.
Antidote, he's going to keep that frenzy, and his economy is going to be in great shape after this round. But XTZ Esports losing 3 members right off the bat. I mean, eco round, you know,
Player standing.
should strive for just a couple of frags, but it's going to be a tough one. And Excali is going to end off this round flawlessly done by Velocity Gaming. 3k for Reyna. And the ultimate is all charged up for Excali 2 rounds in, and he's got a total of 6 kills. So yeah, I do agree with you, CA. The momentum, the high, it's definitely coming through. Excali also did blow himself up. So, you know, I think he's got a lot of energy within himself today. But looking at XTZ Esports, now is the chance for them to bring it back. VLT, they've got a bunch of Spectres. Antidote, he has the op. That's going to be very dangerous. But when you're looking at pure firepower, XTZ Esports, they have it right now with those Phantoms and Vandals.
Deploying drone.
Yeah, XTZ, they do have the heavier weaponry, so they need to try and make sure this counts, because in the first map, they did lose the first buy round, and that sort of momentum streak is what ended up really costing them in the long run. Now, Rexy, he spotted Hellfighter out with the help of the recon drone and uses one shock dart, but doesn't get too much damage. Instead, it's Excali pushing on this side. Will get the first kill. Rexy able to return it back, but Hellfighter there to trade it out, meaning now Velocity, even not just seaside control, but also the man advantage. But this positioning by Right to Ace is so important. If he can pick up Sire, this will destroy XTZ's round right then and there.
Spike planted.
Oh, and it looks like it's not going on too good for the side of defense. Sammy and Harsh, last 2 members standing. They might just go for the save because the economy is definitely going to be a struggle for them. And yep, Harsh and Sammy, they're going to pull it back. Take a little bit of refuge there on the A side. But Velocity Gaming, they're so aggressive when they come for the attack. And, you know, VLT, if I do recall correctly, you know, they were a little bit more passive the last time around in Series 4. But I think, you know, with the meta changing and even, you know, the lineups, we did have a chat with them, and they and you know, the rest of Velocity Gaming, they will kind of play around him or play around the circumstance. So, you know, this new plan and strategy, I think it's working so well, and it just makes Velocity just look a lot more aggressive than what they once were.
Yeah, I think there's like 2 stages to that. In the first stage, we saw like Velocity Gaming as an outfit starting to understand the aggression with which Excali likes to approach. But then in this next stage, with the meta of the triple duelist really coming to light because the first strike and Velocity themselves adopting that triple duelist meta, the entire idea of not just unlocking Excali, but also playing as aggressive as you can in cohesion with him really suits this team right now. They're able to find the success and the edges that they normally wouldn't in areas that they normally wouldn't even imagine, and that really is what is catching XTZ by surprise, I think, over here. XTZ, they're going for the standard plays, but Velocity instead able to continuously surprise them. We're talking about surprises, a huge push by Sai down at C long and a nasty 1-tap to secure first blood for XTZ. Now, I always say this, I think a Thrifty is one of the best ways to shift the momentum into your own favor, and if XTZ can pull that off here, it would be humongous for them.
Indeed, Rexy there trying to get a kill with the Sheriff. The only man standing on the A side, Velocity Gaming, they're looking for the push, but backup is about to arrive. Antidote taking long duty. 3 members on the side of A short. Now Rexy just waiting patiently. And you know, when you're on the defensive side, you can hold down angles, just kind of wait for your right opportunity. And we do see the cloud burst blocking the vision for Sammy. And a beautiful paranoia does tag Amaterasu. Excali, he's spraying away. Right to Ace will secure the plant. Hiccup's gonna go down, so does Amaterasu. Sammy's gonna fall as well. And Rexy, XTZ,
Careful now.
one by one, they are going out. And now Sai's the last man standing. Now he's picked up a Phantom and Velocity Gaming. This looks like a comfortable round for them.
You can see that he's a lone man standing, and the fact that he's got a gun for himself does mean I think he's gonna go for the save. Yeah, he's just gonna wait for the exit frags down at this A lobby area, wait for someone to approach him. But given the way the plant has gone through for Velocity and given their position right now, yeah, it's as you expect. They go for the CT exit, so Sai, he's not gonna find anybody. Instead, just gonna pick up a gun for himself, and that gun will carry over. Now, XTZ, they like. The way these rounds are going so far, it's completely understandable. Velocity, they're spreading themselves out and they're going for those two-man stacks, making sure to have that backup, because even if one person gets caught, they're able to then use that pressure from one person getting caught to aggressively push into a site at the other end and then find their trade at the other end, meaning that not only do they get the trade through in the long term, but they also get the site through, which is exactly what happens here. Even though XTZ are able to find a couple trades, the fact that the Empress ready for Excali, meaning that he's able to pick up just that one reset and just get that invisibility and cause havoc in this site altogether. For XTZ, what they need to do is try to like triple stack a site like A or C while keeping the Cypher alone in one. Use the fact that you have the Sentinel that the other team doesn't have to your advantage and try to find an edge there. But with Anti picking up the op now, I feel like XTZ, they need to make it count this round. Otherwise, this op and a stable economy is going to be too much to fight against Velocity.
Sai here in the garage, expecting someone to appear, and Amaterasu tosses in a flash. Sai does get tagged a little bit there. But hey, the garage is left open, and now Sai is gonna reunite with his buddy here on the C side. Velocity Gaming, they're gonna wait this one out, but when they do decide to attack, it will happen in literally seconds, and the whole site will be taken over. XTZ Esports, they gotta stop that. They can't let Velocity Gaming get their foot down. Harsh and Rexy, they're gonna find 2 kills. Rexy with the double, and this is what we're saying. When Velocity Gaming's coming in onto your site, stop them there, and then you gotta keep getting that information, figure out where they are. Right to Ace, he's spraying away the last 2 members, trying to make the best out of the situation. It's a 2v5, but XTZ Esports, you can see that they're being very disciplined. Sai, and you can see that Jet right there, you know, they're just gonna stay watching C side and A side. Harsh picking up Antidote, and the last man standing is at right to Ace. Harsh with a triple kill, beautiful defense from that Cypher. XTZ Esports, they find their first point.
Yeah, XTZ do exactly what I was hoping from them. Find the edge in the fact that they have the Cypher. Velocity playing into their hands a bit though, going for that B-side push for Hush, expecting that B-side push, getting his utility ready there, and using his team support to play around it. Meaning not only do they pick up a round and get themselves on the scoreboard, but they pick up a flawless round and pick up that 5,000 credit operator for themselves. So economically, a huge round for XTZ. And in terms of momentum, if they can get another, the swing would definitely be real. Now XTZ, they do have the fact that they have the running back in their hands, and they're going to use that to try and push into A sewers. Sai looking for some information, will find a bit, but does not find any damage just yet. Now Velocity, they spread themselves out. Hellfighter, he's taking control of that cubby down at C long. A couple of members towards that garage area and a couple of members towards sewers. But the Resu does get tagged by the Hunter's Fury. But Antidote playing around it, he'll find a double. And Antidote with the attacking operator, what an impact.
Antidote making that operator count. Now Harsh here, he's gonna pick up Excali. Nicely done with that headshot. Sammy holding an angle down on that Jet. Harsh, he's firing away, and he's gonna just drop that neural theft, and in perfect time, he's gonna spot out every single member, give that information over to his team, right to A, securing the plant. Sammy finding the kill onto Hellfighter, and Sammy waiting for that opportunity. It is a C-long plant, so XTZ Esports, they can expect to look towards that direction. Antidote, he's got an op of his own. Now the Cloudburst comes out, and Antidote, He's got to be careful.
Nowhere
Dark
to
cover as
run.
well. XTZ Esports looking pretty sharp here on this retake. Right to waste, however, he has that Hunter's Fury. Gonna tag one, gonna tag two,
One
and
enemy
Hika's
remaining.
gonna go down. Amaterasu spraying. Sammy falls, and Harsh is running for his life, hopping away. And that spike is definitely gonna go boom. Velocity Gaming holding that down in the post plant. We'd love to see it. 5 rounds for Velocity Gaming.
Velocity is like, you can smoke us off, deny us vision all you want, but we know exactly where the spike is and we'll be able to get the spam through. That combined with right to Ace's Hunter's Fury, picking up that kill onto Hika, meaning Velocity able to play a beautiful post plant. See, it is regularly known as one of the hardest sites to retake for that exact reason, because you can go for the simple long plants, and then if you are capable of marking out exactly when you plant where the spike is, then smoke or blinds whatsoever, nothing can deny you from being able to hold it down from a very far angle, making sure that it's very easy for the attackers to hold it down. Velocity do that in a textbook fashion. Now that they have another antidote once again back on the op, time and time again he's picking up the first blood. This is why we love seeing Anti on the op and the way he makes it work. Velocity using the pressure he's created, now looking for the A site. Now Sai, he found a trade towards the end, so it's gonna be a 4v4 retake for XTZ. Let's see if they can make it work.
Now with all the vision cut out, Velocity Gaming, they're on A side side. Just drop the hot hands and heal up quite a bit. Does have the curveball, dashes it in. He's gonna look for the opportunity, but Sai, he does get hit with the paranoia. In the meantime, he still stays safe. Hellfighter finding a double kill, and that's huge. XTZ Esports, only 2 members are alive. Hika, Rexy, Hika with the double, and Hellfighter to end it all off. Triple kill, beautifully done by Hellfighter right there on that Omen. And you know, this composition, I really like it coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming, at least on the side of attack. They can go very aggressive, still with the triple duelists. And can you believe that Hellfighter on an Omen? Omen, which is the most defensive agent in a 5-man lineup. You know, it's just wild to me. And I think this is why we like Valorant, because you know, from games like from games like these, you can see 2 teams with 2 very different approaches, looking at their compositions, and you know, the diversity, the different variables. Antidote there, nasty shot onto Sai. But the different variables, it just makes Valorant so exciting. Now Rexy here in Garage, a little bit of a save round for XTZ Esports. They gotta go for that eco. And Rexy is gonna fall as well. Now Hika finding a kill of his own onto Excali. He's gonna retrieve that Vandal. And let's see what Hika can do with it.
Plant will go through for Velocity down into C-side. It's the
planted.
same once again, the long plant, but this time they're going to switch up their post-plant positions. Hellfighter playing in that off angle just off of Garage could be humongous to deny the push for XTZ. But XTZ, they're not going to fall bait to that just yet. Instead, going for that D-sided retake. The smokes come through as well as the dash, and that's Sami into this side.
Joke's over.
Huge
You're
kill for
dead.
Hush to take out Hellfighter. Now they're running back Amaterasu to deny the retake for XTZ, but the running back shut down instantly. XTZ, they have to make it work, but the recon bolt in unison with antidotes up. That means he'll pick up one and Amaterasu with another. It's Harsh in a 1v2 situation, and with barely enough time left for himself, Harsh with not many options to choose from, he's gonna take the safe way out, go for this
One
win.
enemy
Velocity,
remaining.
those 7 rounds to their name. Harsh, he's really stepped up like we wanted to. A 4K for him in this round. For Velocity, they're like, you take the kills, we'll take the rounds.
Oh my goodness. I mean, what else could Harsh do in that situation? I think he played that round beautifully. He expected the last 2 members to run away, he picks up both those kills and steals the operator, hands it over to Sammy. I got you, bro. Wow, that was a great round. And you know, the use of that recon bolt from right to ace and antidote on that operator, that is exactly how you wombo combo the abilities. So you know, Velocity Gaming, they have that down. When it comes to being creative, using the abilities in very unsuspecting ways, catching XTZ Esports off guard, they have it down to the T. What I would like to see is XTZ Esports do exactly the same, but in their own way, or however they intend it to be, to see these kinds of plans, to see creativity, to completely control your opponents. And Haven is the best place to do it. 3 sites, the map is huge, there's endless possibilities.
Yeah, that's basically why I like this composition for Velocity so much, because it really rewards them so much more for their proactivity and their pushes. For now, Sai, he should have been able to pick up the double. Does go down, but Hika right there with him instead able to trade out for 2. Hika though does end up going down to Antidote, and that's A side pressure completely relieved out of Velocity. Now going for the push, but you can see Harsh and Rexy, they made their way onto A, and Velocity, they realize this. They're just gonna back off. Realize that right to Ace, he already
30
has B
seconds
control.
left.
Gonna start pushing towards that CT angle. Will find Sami here. If Sami can get this kill, it will relieve a lot of pressure on the flank for Velocity. So for XTZ, and he does just that, able to pick up that kill, now secure an advantage. XTZ in a much more comfortable position in this round. Sami, he just needs to make his way onto C site and hold it down.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds left on the clock. XCali, he's rushing for his life. You gotta get that plant down before it hits 4 seconds. And XCali, he should have this one down. Antidote picks up the kill onto Sammy. And now it becomes an even playing field. The Empress has risen from within XCali. Harsh, he's jiggling, looking for that duel. Harsh, he's going for it. And Antidote's just playing around with him. Who's gonna come out on top? And meanwhile, XCali's gonna pick up one, and Harsh picks up Antidote. 30 HP. XCali's pretty healthy. It's down to the 1v1. It comes down to this, and XCali, the Empress himself. That will be the 8th round for Velocity Gaming. A few more left here in the first half. But hey, you know, this battle between Harsh and Antidote, I guess Harsh is the victor, but XCali is there to kind of, you know, just help Antidote out.
The laugh from Reyna's ultimate, it just gets me every single time. I'm like, I can imagine XCali doing just that after he picks up the multi-kills in the rounds.
Oh yeah, so you know, Velocity Gaming, 7 rounds in the lead. That is actually a pretty big gap, and you know, we have to call a spade a spade. We can see that, you know, VLT here on the side of attack, they are dominating, and XTZ Esports just struggling to kind of adapt and figure out a way to hold it down. They did it once very well, and that allowed them to get, you know, their first round for themselves. But hey, you know, I believe in XTC. I know that they have the capabilities and the means. Now Sammy finding Hellfighter. This is exactly what XTZ needs to do. They just gotta be a little bit more patient. Sai here, very aggressive, but it's gonna pay off this time. Taking out Antidote, right to Ace and XCali. Last 2 members alive, and Sai! He's gonna be taken from the back there by right to Ace. But it's a 1v3 situation. Right to Ace, last man standing. And Rexy coming out with the Bulldog. 2nd round for XTZ Esports.
Huge round for XTZ, but I think we're gonna see on the replay here. Right to Ace, look at how sneaky he is. He just standing behind the wall next to these boxes. Sai does not spot him out at all, and that's basically a guaranteed death for Sai when he goes back. But the fact that Sai able to pick up a kill towards a lobby meant that the trade does in the long term become worthwhile for XTZ, and they're able to pick up a round for themselves. They have 2 more rounds. They need to try and pick both of them up, because going into their own attacking half, they will have more leeway. And I think what I would like to see from XTZ is try to counter what Velocity like to do. Velocity like to go for those aggressive picks, use peaks using the fact that they have those triple duelists and they have the firepower to back up those aggressive peaks. But XTZ, they need to push into a particular side for themselves, take territory control like the way they're doing right now in mid, and that will pay off for them, because you can see that the pressure getting pushed from XTZ towards mid carries on to that A side, and Harsh able to pick up that first kill. Now Velocity forced to commit to this A side. They're gonna get revealed, but Harsh making the smart decision to just back off, wait for his team to come through and wait in the shadows and play for that.
Antidote so aggressive with the Blade Storm there. He is gonna pick up 1 kill, and Sai returns the Hellfighter under heaven, and Sai, he's gonna go down. 2v2 situation, right to Ace. He's extremely low, and Rexy getting ready there with the bolt. Now right to Ace. He's gonna take, you know, a more exposed angle. If he does get taken out, it'll be quick. Velocity Gaming, they have the spike. Now right to Ace. Hellfighter
30 seconds left.
waiting for the right time to just get that plant down. 25 seconds left on the clock. And Hellfighter, he's gonna pop that ultimate. He does have a dark cover to work with, but he's gonna just take his time. We do see right to Ace making his way onto the C side.
Revealing area.
And I do feel that
10
I think
seconds
they're
left.
looking for... Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I just realized what he did! Right to Ace went over to the C side to create a distraction with the recon bolt. Hellfighter waiting under heaven for the right time. Plants it right at the last second. It's down to the 2v2, but hey, Velocity Gaming, I mean, that's some big brain plays right there. And it took me a while to be on the same page.
remaining.
Hellfighter, he's gonna
Player
fight
standing.
Rexy. Sammy takes him out, 1v1. And right to Ace is not healthy at all. Sammy going for the defuse, the half defuse in fact. And he's gonna show himself one more cloud burst. Sammy going for that defuse, and he's gonna get it with 55 HP left alive. I see the idea. But,
Last round
I
before the
mean,
switch.
CA, what do you have to say about that? That was a very odd but very interesting and unbelievable round.
Yeah, the coordination really cool to see from Velocity, especially the uses with the Omen Ultimate 2 to provide that extra layer of distraction. They go for that last minute plant, and I honestly thought, like, with the way the clock was running down, they would not be able to do it. But I think with just milliseconds left, they're able to get the plant. But this is where the fact that they don't really have the ultimate ready, because right to Ace used it a little earlier, and for Hellfighter, he's stuck in that under heaven position with no backup, ends up hurting them because
Joke's
Sami
over.
and Harsh
You're
playing
dead.
on that retake, playing it beautifully, able to pick up the round. Now Amaterasu with the run it back, will deny Hika that B window push, pick up the first blood, and also a gun for himself, now going for the window control for his team. Does spot out one and does get Excali into a really advanced positioning that Excali is gonna use to push into this side, get a kill for himself. Hush there though, ever calm and composed Cypher to return it back, and now knowing where everyone is, he will end up going down because right to Ace right there around the corner. 2v4 for XTZ Esports. Just Rexy and Sami trying to close it out. But Rexy gets a kill and gets his Hunter's Fury ready.
planted.
Will not be able to deny the plant, but did get attacked. Can he get a kill? He will not. 2v3 retake for Rexy and Sami.
XTZ Esports, they're dropping the ball here. This is the last round before the swap. And if XTZ can hit magic number
enemy
4,
remaining.
it'll be massive for them. But Sammy is going down, and Rexy is the last man standing. And Rexy sneaking through. Antidote has no clue in another dark cover. Rexy. Amaterasu is going to take him out with a headshot. Too quick. And that is going to be 9 rounds
Switching
for
sides.
Velocity Gaming. 3 for XTZ Esports to end off the first half.
9 rounds for Velocity Gaming in the attacking half, with the attacking going exactly as they hoped it would. They're able to use the firepower from the triple duelist. The fact that they have a lot more flashes than XTZ do to force the sights and find the duels. It's Excali and Antidote, 13 and 12 kills, leading the charge for their team. And this triple duelist composition really giving fruit for Velocity's ideas. They've always been the team that likes to make the proactive moves, irrespective of whether they're on attack or defense. They like taking control of the real estate and making their opponents pay for the fact that the opponents are indecisive. They like to use their decisiveness as their advantage, and in this triple duelist composition, it's sort of like they complement each other and they become even stronger as a result. Velocity embracing the new meta and doing really well with it, once again setting the standards for what we can expect from our teams.
He does get the blind, but Hellfighter's there to watch the back of Antidote. Harsh is going to take him out. Harsh with the double Hicka on that frenzy. XTZ Esports coming in hot on the side of attack this time, but Excali and Amaterasu, they answer back. And it's a 2v2. XTZ Esports, Rexy, he's got a spike, getting it planted on C site. And meanwhile, he's going to have his buddy watch out in Garage. Now Velocity Gaming, Excali, and Amaterasu, they're coming in. Hika here in Garage, waiting very patiently. And he's gonna spray. Hika's gonna pick up one, but he drops Amaterasu dangerously low. Hot Hands has got to come out. Amaterasu healing back up to 77 HP. And we can see here that Rexy definitely has the upper hand, but Amaterasu, he's gonna go for it, and it's all gonna depend on his accuracy. The recon bolt comes out. Amaterasu spotted. He's gonna chase down Rexy. He's gonna rely on that aim. It's a 1v1. Rexy burst shots Amaterasu right in the head there. XTZ Esports finding their 4th round.
Rexy playing that very calmly, waiting for Amaterasu to step back and knowing that, hey, I have the recon bolt, so I can just use the recon bolt to check if he's doing a fake or not. Does just that. As soon as Amaterasu's position is revealed, Amaterasu's like, hey, I have no more choices. I have to go for the aggressive push because he doesn't have the wall in his hands, only has the flashes. Goes for that push, but Rexy with the jiggles and the classic right click able to secure this pistol round for XTZ. Now, if a comeback is on the cards, the perfect way to start it would be to win the pistol and the anti-eco. So XTZ on the right path. They just need to make sure to keep their way on it. One mistake could lead to Velocity with double digits and Velocity with a huge momentum swing. Antidote with the classic. He'll find the first kill, but Sai able to return it back. Now Sai, he needs to try and push in here against a low antidote, but right to ace is there to back him up. This 1v2 could come out and decide the way this round ends up going. Sai is able to find a kill, and the fact that right to ace not there to back him up, meaning the hot hands will come out, but it does not tag right to ace. He's just gonna be sitting in a corner, and this might bait out Sai. He might think that right to ace has rotated already.
Sai, he's gonna be a little bit careful. He's gonna turn around and right to ace, takes Sai out. Now 3v2, right to ace, retrieving that Spectre, and that is gonna help him greatly considering that he is a man down. Now with the spike on Hika, sorry, the spike is on Harsh, and Hika is there to kind of escort him. Hika taking a very different approach, you know, raising himself up, hopefully to catch one of the members of Velocity Gaming off guard. Right to ace, he's gonna push into the dark cover. He's gonna be the first man on the front lines. And right to ace gets taken out by Rexy. It's all down to Hellfighter. Last man standing. And Harsh with the sneaky moves. 5th round for XTZ Esports. And you smell a comeback here, CA.
I think my nose is a little biased. If I had my way, we'd be seeing comebacks and overtimes all the time. So in terms of that, I want to come back. I will be perfectly honest. But the thing is, like, for Velocity, this round is going to spell exactly whether or not it's going to happen. If XTZ do win this, I think they have the capability to push through with their attacking side. Because Harsh, you can see he's really on form. That impact was missing in the first map. So Harsh, like, for him to be on such good form is really important. But it's also important in the sense that the trap fires for Harsh on attack, they do a splendid job working against what Velocity want to do. Velocity, they usually are a team that likes to take control of the sightlines. They push in through A long or C long, get the ult point control, and then look to get the flank on the basis of that. That flank being completely denied by Harsh, very important. But all of XTZ right now, grouping towards this area, it's Velocity able to pick up that first kill. Anti with the op, making it work. He went for the glass cannon buy, but he makes it work.
Right to ace, very patient here on A short. He is pretty exposed. He's determined to get that kill.
Deploying drone.
And, you know, Harsh with 17 kills and the next person behind him is 8. He is playing absolutely insane. Not extremely flashy, but hey, you know, it's just Cypher things. Cypher isn't a flashy agent, but, you know, it does show the raw skill coming out from the player themselves. Now, Harsh and Hika, buddies in crime, they're gonna move into Garage, look for that opportunity. Meanwhile, Rexy, he will get the spike transported. Sammy picks up the kill onto Excalion, right to ace. Right to shock dart. This time he picks up Sammy with a beautiful use of that ability. Hika is gonna find Amaterasu. Hellfighter responds so quick, and Rexy's the last man standing. Doesn't look like a chance for XTZ here. But Rexy takes out Hellfighter. He's gonna rush it to sight. He needs to get the plant down now. 4 seconds left. Antidote is rushing. And the plant is not gonna happen. But hey, Rexy's gonna get a kill. It's still a 1v1. Can Rexy eliminate him? Right to ace. Coming out on top. Double digits for Velocity Gaming. But XTZ, they were so close. Velocity Gaming just closing down on them.
XTZ, Rexy especially, did really well in that round to pick up those 2 kills in the latter. Even though they lose the round, the damage that they do to Velocity, definitely significant. I'm curious to see how Velocity circumvent their way around that, because there will be at least 1 or 2 light shields coming out. We see Amaterasu with no shields. Oh, Amaterasu with his ultimate ready, playing this really smart. I'm going to expect a very aggressive ultimate because the ultimate does burn out the shields. So he's like, guys, I do have the ultimate ready, so I'm just going to buy no shields and go for the aggressive ultimate to get info. Does just that, able to get even a little bit of damage through. And beautiful management of the economy by Velocity to essentially get a full buy for themselves in conjunction with their ultimates. This is the sort of gameplay that we want to see from teams. The understanding of the minute things that can severely affect the economy. Velocity able to micromanage that and come out on top here in terms of economy at least. Also able to get some damage through. Now XTZ, they need to win this round. They cannot allow Velocity to pick up a high round for themselves because that will mean an easy match point after it. Amaterasu holding it down, doesn't have the shields, but he will get the frags. That's a one-man advantage for Velocity. XTZ left in a corner.
I mean, hey, Amaterasu going down 2 for 1. I'ma say that's worth for Velocity at least. XTZ Esports, they
Joke's
are
over. You're
gunning
dead.
for the members of Velocity Gaming. It's down to this 2v2. And there it is, the ultimate has been popped. Xcali, he's gonna dash out the deer and dodge that Hunter's Fury.
30 seconds
Sai,
left.
he's gonna take out Antidote, and it's a
One enemy
1v2.
remaining.
Xcali taking out Rexy. Sai! Then Xcali taking that soul to reposition himself. 1v1, and Sai's not too healthy. And Xcali, he outplayed the two of them. 11 rounds for Velocity Gaming. Insane clutch, Xcali. What are you on? He's buffed up. The BM King is in his final form. I mean, what was that? Let's take a look here on the instant replay. Xcali dodging the Hunter's Fury. Antidote goes down. And Sai, I think, you know, that was a little bit of a positioning error there from Rexy, you know, going down like that. Xcali just so quick to reposition with that invisibility and picks up Sai very nicely there. Wow, what a round.
Huge plays by Xcali, using the dismiss to perfection to be able to get himself behind the boxes and dodge outside. I will say though, when you're seeing the dismiss outside, you have to just abandon your gun and chase down that Reyna as soon as possible. Switch at the last moment to be able to get that kill. Sai not able to do that, instead loses out on the 1v1. But now XTZ, they're down on eco, but they have to go for the forced buys given the fact that they can't allow Velocity to pick up match point and play for match point. So they will go for the buys throughout. And you can see a few Spectres, a Vandal, and a Sheriff coming through, meaning mixed buys entirely. They need to try and pick up an early advantage for themselves and then try to translate the round on the basis of that. But they're looking to do that on with this 5-man stacked B push. We'll see if this works out because Antidote, he's just waiting in the shadows. The Blaze Storm ready, will get spotted out. And Amaterasu with his back down his ceiling. He'll pick up one. Antidote with another, but Hika is immediately able to take
One
back.
enemy
That
remaining.
XTZ with the side push in for Velocity immediately just obliterate them. Oh.
And that will be match point for Velocity Gaming as they're looking to close out this best of 3. Now remember, it is still the upper bracket, so you know it's not the last time for XTZ Esports if they do go down. I mean, we are asking for a 7 consecutive round win from XTZ Esports, just so they can take map number 2 and stay in this best of 3. So, you know, it is a tough ask, but in the event that XTZ Esports does not make it, you know, they still have the lower bracket, and it's not the last of them, so it's gonna be great that, you know, double elimination does give you a second chance. But kicking off this round, Sai, he's gonna come in really quick, but Amaterasu's gonna stop him right in his tracks. But the Spike does have a different plan. It is closer to A-Shot, but Hika here, he's gonna go on to C to pick up a kill of his own. Hellfighter right away. It's Amaterasu to taking down everyone. It's all down to Rexy boy. He's the last man standing. And I think this might just be the end for XTZ Esports. Rexy spotted out by Hellfighter, and he might as well just go for the challenge here. Rexy sees Amaterasu, takes him out, but the running back keeps him safe, and that's a flawless round for Velocity Gaming. Closing out the second map, 13-5. VLT, they are gonna make it over to the finals.
Velocity extremely dominant with the way they're able to close out Haven. Once again, able to re-establish the fact that, hey, this map has been one of our best, if not the best, from Series 1, and now with our new approach to it, it's only become stronger for us. Teams, they have to fear their approach to velocity in this match, and I hope XTZ, as you said, right, they have that extra chance given the fact that they do go to the lower bracket, and I hope they take that to come back stronger, try to understand how velocity approaches it, and try to beat them in the next time. That was how our Series 4 finale was also set up. XTZ, they made
Yeah.
their way through the lower bracket to give us the 5 matches in the Series 4 finale. So nothing to count out from XTZ just yet. They're a team that will come back stronger.
All right. That was an insane game. Okay, we're going to talk more about it, both CA and I, by moving into Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 notebook, powered by 4000 series Ryzen processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now, something caught my eye. So, I'm sitting here just being a little bit confused, but Harsh is on the top of the board, 17 kills? I mean, Harsh! Really, it was a tough time for XTZ Esports, and the scoreline even says it as well, 13-5. But out of all that mess and only being able to take out 5 rounds, Harsh being at the top, that is impressive to me. Very impressive. But XTZ Esports, they do have a few ends that they might have to sharpen. They have the potential, but they just might look a little bit unpolished. And this, I guess, there's always a silver lining to everything. XTZ Esports now in the lower brackets, this will kind of force XTZ into a state where they have to constantly be thinking. They got to think of new ways to reinvent themselves, to keep going through in the competition. So hopefully we're going to see a little bit more growth coming out of XTZ Esports before, if they don't make it to the finals. But hey, Velocity Gaming, they are back, 3-time champions. They are looking the part right now. They've gone undefeated, and Velocity Gaming, they are a hard one to crack. Congratulations for winning this best of 3. What are your afterthoughts, CA?
I think for Velocity, like, their approach has become much more just one-dimensional, and not in the way that they can only do one thing, but more in the way that they're all fighting towards that same task, the same goal. Like before, we would always talk about how any member of Velocity can step up and take the fight to a particular team through the different advantages they can find. Now Velocity, they look even stronger as a unit, because the idea of this triple duelist composition, the idea of finding these small pockets of control that Velocity have always liked, it really sinks in well with what the team's ultimate style of play is. And for once, I can start to understand what Velocity style of play is, because before they were always a team that could adapt to any style of play, or that could actually understand where they were at the best. But now with Velocity making sure that they have this one signature style of play, it looks even stronger for me, because once you've understood that, you're able to refine it and make it even better. And XTZ, for me, I think I want them to find that, because we've seen many different looks from XTZ. We've seen the XTZ we're seeing here with Harsh on the Cypher. We've seen the triple duelist XTZ, and the difference between those two XTZs are quite like radical, in the sense that the way they approach the map is very different, and that's where they need to try to find a compromise and a middle ground, because for them, it's no longer about fighting against the other teams here. It's about trying to beat Velocity. Since they came so close the last time around, I'm sure they want to get another chance to do it, and I'm sure they'll be back in that spot to try to fight for just that. Both of these teams, though, they gave us a really good 2 maps, so I'm just excited to see more of them in the future.
All right, that brings us to the end of the first half. Remember, we're gonna have a second half. I do believe later at 7 p.m. So remember to like and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you get notifications when we are live with more games in this semifinals. But to end off this, this first game that we did watch, congratulations once again to Velocity Gaming for making it over to the finals. Definitely taking down XTZ Esports, and it's not the last of XTZ. Remember, we will be streaming the lower brackets as well in the days to come. So like and subscribe, bell icon, it's very important. And we still have that sale on those LG monitors, so do grab it while it lasts. Link is in the description. My name is Apollonia. I was your host and caster. And joining me, thank you so much for being here, CA. And earlier it was Aggressive that was with me as well. So until the second half, you guys do take care. Take a little bit of a break. Replenish your soul. Grab some food. And we hope to see you guys at the second half. Take care.
And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars.